It's market day. Been working all morning, and once again, I'm not in the head. It's been a long period of being not in the head. But guess what? We're going to get the movement practice in anyway. We're going to get a nice, intense movement practice in. So turn on a heart rate monitor. This is why it's good to use a coach, because a lot of times you're not going to be in the head, and that winds up being a good portion of your year, which turns into weeks, months, days, years. All right, so quickly, a bit of our coaching and mindset coaching and info this morning is inflammation, right? What is inflammation? We hear this term thrown around all the time. And I think perhaps comprehension, not I think, what I've observed and gone on 4 decades of being in natural foods and fitness and competitions and all that, I've observed that comprehensive education works. And when I say comprehension, I mean that it makes sense and you get what I call the head nod, right? When you can arrange your fitness and your nutrition and your brain in a comprehensive, practical way, it gives you more incentive to get into action around the things that are going to give you the results, right? So if you're new here, I am Body-Culinary professional chef, personal trainer, natural born woman, over the age of 55. And I'm one of those folks that want to maximize the potential of my natural body without unnecessary surgeries and cutting and all that other stuff. That's not my intention. So I like to avoid that to see how far can I take my body, especially when it comes to longevity and vitality. And if you're interested in that, stay tuned to this channel. A lot of the workouts, as I said, if you're with me on the New Year's push, we are in training for the New Year. We don't wait till New Year's around here. That's a scam. That's a mindset. If you wait and you give yourself excuses, that's your mindset. That's why you stay where you are. So it doesn't make you a bad person, but that's not what we're doing over here. So we will be in pushing, which means we're going to be moving, eating whole, real living foods. And by the way, you can download your copy for all the shopping lists. Whole Living Foods in the Hood with menus to fit your budget. You can download it on body-culinary.com. Now, with the inflammation, what is it? It is water retention. And it's swelling. It's a type of swelling. So if you jump on the scale right now, unless you have a scale that can distinguish between water and adipose tissue, which is a technical term for fatty tissue, they look the same and they weigh the same on the body, right? And a lot of these different distinctions and nuances, again, are part of the comprehensive education that's going to make it stick, that's really going to motivate you to get into action. Because if you keep trying and quote unquote failing, there's really no failure, there's feedback, but you're just not getting the results. After a while, you give up, you lose your motivation. But if you're not getting the results, it's usually because of several things. That means you're missing the mark, you're not consistent, you're not effective, you're not efficient with the time that you do have available to you, you're not addressing weak areas, you're not correcting imbalances or doing the recovery work for injuries. So there are usually several reasons why we're not making progress. That's why invest in a coach to shorten your learning curve. But back to this inflammation. When you get on the scale cannot tell the difference. So if you are eating processed foods and you're eating salty foods, you are likely, like most of the population, you likely have no idea. I don't care if you're living foods raw vegan. You are likely eating too many nuts. You have no concept of a serving. You have no concept of the water in your food, the water in your body, the water in your food, the quality of water. That I guarantee you, there are several reasons why you, myself, most people can be carrying 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds of stagnant water inside your lymphatic system in your body. So usually when most folks are losing weight very quickly, most of it is water, not necessarily body fat. So this is one of the reasons why it's easy to go back and forth, back and forth. You keep going back and forth, you're going to give up after time. You're going to lose your motivation. So that's your tip for today. Replay this over, right? So you can reorganize it in your brain while you're cleaning, while you're decluttering. That's a good use of the internet. So that's our coaching for today. We're about to get into the movement practice for Saturday. It's going to be vigorous. It's going to be a workout. It's going to set the tone for your hormones. It's going to set the tone for pumping your lymphatic system to help you release a lot of that excess water and water retention, which will start to also dimple, similar to cellulite. And also consider your lymphatic system is the second watery channel of your body. It's the sewage system of your body. So if you're sitting down and you're not getting steps, you're not getting enough sufficient movement, that's a big part of your issue. right? So these little hidden gems are some of the dots that are not connected. They're a big part of the reason as to why you're likely not getting the results. So hopefully you decide to make good use of your investment of time, energy, attention, and focus on the internet. Hopefully, you're getting something back. I know I want to get something back. So, that being said, if you are a member of this channel, you will have access to the members only live streams. If you want to push with me for the new year and make significant changes to your body temple and to your health and vitality for the, then let's go. Become a member and you'll have access to those live streams. Also, shout outs and badges for those folks that are my members. Create a great day. We're going to get this movement practice popping. As soon as we get off of here, we're going to go live if you're members only. And then we're going to get off, clean up and get off to the market and to the garden. Create a great day on purpose. Hardest part is 1 foot forward to start the journey. Chicken on biscuits. What a name. Well, if it's the hardest, gut microbial health, good point, right? So if that's the hardest point, make use of a coach chicken on biscuit because it's not to be insulting, right? I pay people to tell me the truth. I don't need somebody to stroke my ego and tell me I'm looking fabulous. And meanwhile, I'm dying. That's a big part of the nature of the internet. Either people are disrespectful or trolling or trying to get a rise out of somebody, or we're giving each other bad advice. So if the advice, what you're taking in is not contributing to your health, your financial progressing, if it's just triggering you and you got another gang behind you, but you're not getting to action, this is your time to consider that. That so-called pandemic was the trial run. So if you're sitting there paralyzed and you're ruminating, I don't know what to tell you. You got to get into action around what you say is important. That means investment. Invest your time, your money, your resources in your vitality. Otherwise, what can we say? You can look around, you can see the results. All right, let's get this movement practice popping. Hope to see you over there, chicken on biscuits. If that's the hardest part, is mental. The mental comes first. That's what most people don't sustain. You want to stay in the conversation, even if you're exposed to information that's not activated. If you're not activated, it's almost useless. It's like seeds, but no water has been poured on. All right. So I'll see you over back on this channel, and it's going to be private for members. Create a great day on purpose, and we'll see you soon.